Do you ever feel like you're drowning in obligations, like your to-do list is endless and every request from a colleague or a client, a friend or even a family member feels like yet another weight dragging you down? You're not alone. So many people I speak to feel trapped in the cycle of saying yes all the time, even when it hurts their own productivity, their own mental health, and their own well-being. And this has created this feeling that their lives are spiraling out of control. Because the truth is, most of us don't realize how much power and control we give away when we say yes to others, when we should really be saying no. It's like we're constantly trying to fill a glass that's already overflowing. It's as if we are constantly trying to be that good person that always says yes. But we don't realize that we are getting more and more depleted as a result. We start giving to others and then slowly we don't have anything left to give to ourselves or our families or our most important work. And if you can identify with this feeling, you will probably resonate with today's message. The truth is, overcommitment is often not about our inability to manage time, but about our inability to set healthy boundaries. And that is where we need to start looking for a more sustainable solution, rather than just trying to add more and more to our already full plate. When you say yes to everything, you're really saying no to yourself. You are saying no to your values, your goals, your priorities, and your own sense of well-being. And I've found that people who say yes all the time, they often feel resentment. And that resentment is such a destructive emotion. It's like it slowly eats away at you from the inside out. And that resentment manifests in different ways. A lack of enthusiasm, a lack of energy, a lack of purpose or passion for what you are doing, a feeling of being a victim, and in the end you feel like you're not living the life you want to lead, but the life that others have decided for you. And that's why what we need to do is to not to try to do more, but rather to do less by saying no, and reclaiming that energy and focus to support your goals and aspirations. And that's what the real issue is here. It's not about other people or the demand of the outside world, but the fact that we have not learned the art of setting boundaries and saying no. And here's the thing, those of us who are caught in this cycle, we often think that we need to be nice and say yes and feel guilty if we don't. But what I've come to realize is that that's actually not the kind of thing to do, because you're not doing yourself any favors by saying yes to everything. And when you say yes to everything, you're probably also teaching others to take advantage of you and create codependence. And maybe this doesn't always happen, an intentional, mean-inspired way. That is often the result of constantly saying yes when you should have said no. You're allowing other people to walk all over you. You're failing to create boundaries, and what we need is self-respect and self-love, which is found in knowing that when we say no, we also say yes to ourselves, and we create this peace in our decisions. It's a form of self-care, and it's a way that you show yourself your needs and goals also matter, and that you are taking control of your life. So it's not selfish, it's a form of self-preservation. So why is it so hard to say no? Why we do keep overcommitting ourselves even when we know we don't have the time or energy? Well, it often stems from deeply rooted fears and insecurities. Maybe it's the fear of missing out. Maybe this FOMO makes us think that we must be present at every moment. We must take on every opportunity. And in that moment you are thinking, if I don't do this, then I'm going to miss a major opportunity and I'll be left behind. Perhaps it's the need to please others, to have people like you and appreciate you. And here your mind might be playing out all scenarios of what other people will think if you don't say yes. Or maybe it's the fear of being judged, feeling selfish if you don't do it all. Because that's what our saboteurs want to think. That if you prioritize your own needs, it means that you are selfish, that you are not good enough, that you are letting other people down. It's like we built these patterns from a young age that tell us that we are only valuable when we are pleasing others. that we will get love and attention only by doing and being the thing that other people want us to be. And we've had so many years to solidify these beliefs and these patterns that they often feel normal. They often feel like truth. And we don't realize that those beliefs and patterns are actually sabotaging our own well-being and our ability to really thrive. And here's the thing. When you have a need to please others, you are trying to control them. You are saying that my self-worth is dependent on other people's appreciation. And when you're doing that, you are surrendering your own agency. And that's why positive intelligence helps us to make this fundamental shift in our mindset. Because PQ teaches us that external influences are always going to be there. But it is our internal response that it is the key. And therefore, if you want to be able to say no, you have to start learning how to master your own mind. You need to understand how your thoughts and feelings are shaping your behaviors. You need to learn how to take back power. And by the way, what if I told you that there is a way to say no and make the other person appreciate you more? Well, there it is. All of it starts by acknowledging that you have a choice and that you have the power within you to take the charge of the things that matter to you. It's not about having a perfect schedule or never-ending to-do list. It's about understanding the underlying reasons why you say yes and choose to respond differently. And what if instead you were able to take that same energy and focus that you use in your work and apply it to your own well-being? Imagine if you treated your own needs with the same intensity and commitment that you bring to your work. What if you said no to extra tasks so you could have time to do your most important thing? That's the power of intentional no. It's about taking charge of your own life rather than letting outside forces dictate what you should do and who you should be. That when you do less, and that power comes not from doing more, but in knowing when to do less. And if you are anything like most of my clients, your first step is going to be about finding the strength to step into your own power. You will likely be met with a lot of fear. When you start to say no, there will be guilt, self-doubt, and anxiety. And this is when you need to use the tools that I'm going to share with you from the PQ method. You need to start to intercept those feelings and to realize that it's simply your old programs trying to protect you from change. But it's those old programs that are stopping you from moving forward. Because your old programs will always try to make you feel guilty for making choices that are good for you. It will tell you that you are letting people down, that you are selfish, or that you are not going to be liked or appreciated if you choose to put your own needs first. And you need to know that these are just saboteur lies that you have learned through your life and that you can choose to rewrite them. That's the beauty of the PQ method. It provides you with a simple, effective way to recognize when you are being hijacked by these old programs so you can stop being a victim and start being your authentic self. So how do you start to say no effectively? How do you set boundaries that support your well-being without feeling guilty, selfish, or like you're letting people down? Well, first you have to understand that saying no is a skill, not a personality flaw. We all need to learn it, and you can learn it too. The problem is that we think that if we don't say yes, people will stop loving us, or they won't see us as valuable. This is an illusion created by our saboteurs. But the truth is, when you say no with grace and respect, people are more likely to be drawn towards you. So start by setting a rule that before you say yes, you will have to sit with your feelings and see if this aligns with your values. You can make it a promise to yourself that you will give yourself 24 hours to respond to any request, that you will not just impulsively say yes from a place of fear or need to be approved. Because if you immediately respond with a yes, what you are really doing is giving your power away to external forces. You're giving up your ability to choose your own destiny, and you are allowing other people to set the agenda of your life. And here's a little reframe that I also like to use. It might be that you have a commitment, or that you feel you should say yes. But how does it make you feel? Does it bring you more joy or more stress? Does it connect you more with your purpose, or is it just another task or on another never-ending list? This first step is all about giving you the agency to make the intentional decision rather than unconscious decision driven by your needs of approval or acceptance. Second, give yourself permission to say no. A lot of us feel the need to give all of our energy to others and often fail to see ourselves as important. And if you remember the first question I asked you, you have to reclaim that power. You are important. Your time matters. Your needs matter. Your goals matter. You matter. It's not selfish to protect them. It's about respecting yourself. It's about being able to give to others from a place of abundance. Therefore, instead of looking at yourself as bad when you don't immediately say yes, what if you started to see yourself as responsible and caring towards your own needs? Because what I realized is that in order to truly care for others, I have to first start caring for myself. That might feel counterintuitive, but it's the truth that we need to embrace and practice in our lives. So give yourself that permission to say no, because that is also how you say yes to what is truly important to you. Third, when you say no, do it with grace and clarity. You don't need to make up a long list of excuses or give an in-depth justification. Most of the time, simply say no, and that's enough. And also, it is absolutely okay to say no with a gentle explanation, which still allows you to maintain respect and connection with the other person. And remember that you don't have to feel guilty when you say no. It could be as simple as, I would love to, but right now I am prioritizing my own time differently. Or, thank you for the offer, but I'm not available at the moment. I do appreciate that you thought of me. Because what I have found, when you are clear, concise, and authentic, that shows to people that you are trustworthy and that you are true to yourself, so they are more likely to respect you for it, rather than trying to punish you for not saying yes. The moment you are authentic, you give people a signal that you respect yourself and that you are clear with your own boundaries. That's what's so powerful about setting boundaries. And when people feel respected, they will be more respectful towards you. Fourth, learn to delegate and outsource what you can. There is a difference between being busy and being productive. So many people confuse being busy with being important and start doing everything, only to feel even more exhausted and overwhelmed. And in the end, not actually doing things to a high standard. If there are tasks that you can delegate to others, or if you have resources to outsource, start doing that. Because you're not meant to do it all. You are not a superhuman. You have a limited supply of time and energy, so you have to use it wisely. So find the areas of your life that you can delegate or outsource, so that you can direct your energy into where you can really make the biggest difference. Maybe that means hiring someone to help you with your cleaning, or hiring an assistant to take care of your scheduling, or even just getting a better tool for managing your tasks. It's all about making choices that support your capacity rather than depleting your energy. And finally, prioritize your needs and well-being. Because if you don't, no one else will. Your life is your responsibility, and your time is your most precious resource, which is why you need to manage it with precision and care. And the more you take care of yourself, the more you are setting up a positive impact on other areas of your life. Because I do believe that self-care is not an optional extra for high performers. It's a necessity and something that you must prioritize if you want to show up in all areas of your life at your best self. I recommend setting aside 15 to 30 minutes a day for you. When you do that, you're not only taking time for yourself, but you're also setting yourself up to be even more focused and effective in all the areas of your life. Ultimately, The power of no is not about being selfish or inconsiderate. It's about being smart and strategic in how you use your time and energy so you can create a life that is aligned with what's truly important to you. It's about choosing where to say yes rather than reflexively saying it to everything out of fear. It's about building life that you truly love living, where you are at the center of your own decisions. It's about creating a life where you can operate from a state of choice rather than reaction. And it's about reclaiming the control that you have unknowingly giving away for years to others. If you're ready to start reclaiming your time, your energy, and your life by learning to set boundaries, I encourage you to start putting some of these practices into action today. Remember, this is a process, not a destination. You will learn how to say no. It will just take time and practice and consistency to take the next step towards a more intentional life where you can honor your time and your energy and become more focused and empowered as you live your beautiful, wonderful life. Say no to others. Say yes to yourself. Thank you for watching and see you next time.